PG.
Big changes happening overnight. Colder air settles in and lake effect snow continues. I'll have more details on everything you need to know coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Lily Simmons. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Marquette County has received a grant from the EPA. We'll tell you how the county plans to use those funds. And today was the last day in session for state legislators. We've got details on what was passed in those final hours. Plus, lawmakers in D.C. are reacting to President Donald Trump's national address last night. Hear what they have to say about his claims regarding America's economy. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
And a first look at your forecast. It was a nice change for today. We didn't have any active weather and the temperatures were pretty comfortable. For the high temperature, we rounded things off at 37 degrees. A nice change being above average. The average high is 26 and we were well above that. But we do the complete opposite for tomorrow. Much colder and we're going to struggle to see those temperatures even in the 20s as lake effect snow affects most of our morning commute for tomorrow. We'll see snow showers continuing through the afternoon and high temperatures will be very cold, but I'll break down your weekend and a look at Christmas in just a few minutes.
Today, out of Hancock Township, a Wisconsin man has taken a plea agreement for the death of his grandfather in 2023. A then 20-year-old Jacob Kempinen was arrested after 87-year-old Alvin Kempinen was found with a gunshot wound to the head. Also arrested was Jacob's 50-year-old mother, Margaret Kempinen. Today, Jacob pled guilty to second-degree murder. The agreement requires him to cooperate with investigators and to testify in his mother's trial. In exchange, the open murder, conspiracy, and firearm charges against him will be dismissed. His sentencing is yet to be scheduled. Two Dickinson County residents are in custody following a drug bust in Wisconsin. On December 12th, the Marinette County Sheriff's Office, the Kind Drug Team, and other agencies executed a search warrant in Niagara. Law enforcement located just over 191 grams of methamphetamine, 6 grams of purple fentanyl, 72 grams of marijuana, and 146 illegal prescription pills. Police also found multiple stolen firearms. They arrested Niagara residents Jason, Robert, and Clarence Bjorkman, Samantha Polchis of Aurora, Wisconsin, and Kingsford residents Levi Bjorkman and Joanna Osterman. The Dickinson County Sheriff's Office's K-9 unit assisted in the case. Marquette County has secured a federal grant for the assessment and cleanup of abandoned and contaminated properties. WZMQ 19's Andrew Hands has the story.
An Environmental Protection Agency grant has been awarded to the Marquette County Brownfield Authority, with a main focus on assessing and repurposing rundown properties in both K.I. Sawyer and Ishpeming. Jackie Solomon is the Marquette County Treasurer and Director of the Brownfield Authority. She says the county is only one of 6 communities in Michigan to receive these federal funds this year.
This is huge for the county to receive this funding once again. A lot of these brownfield sites just really need a little bit of incentive to make the project go forward. And while this is a small piece of the entirety of the project, it's a meaningful piece.
The Brownfield Assessment Grant funds have been secured for the county twice in the past, in both 2013 and 2021. Particularly in 2021, the grant period created 244 jobs and 94 housing units, all within its $300,000 window. This time, the county has received $400,000 in funds and is expected to boost those numbers through 2029.
So we have 4 years to use the funds, and it's all application based. So what we use it for depends on who comes to our authority and applies to use those funds. We do have 1 application so far from the city of Ishpeming, purchasing some mining lands, and we're looking to do some environmental due diligence before that purchase goes through.
Funds will go towards Phase 1 and Phase 2 site assessments, baseline environmental assessments, due care diligence, brownfield plans, and asbestos surveys. We'll have information on how organizations or property owners can apply at WZMQ19.com. In Marquette County, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
In Lansing today, Michigan lawmakers met for the final time this year, closing out a turbulent 2025 session with a flurry of last-minute votes. While several negotiated bills are now headed to the governor, other priorities, including energy protection sought by Upper Peninsula lawmakers, have stalled before the final gavel. Our Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more.
The final week of session in Lansing moved fast. Lawmakers voted on 76 bills, racing to meet year-end deadlines, and advanced policies leaders from both parties agreed could not wait. One package now headed to the governor focuses on tax relief for Michigan farmers.
Many farmers have put conservation easements on their land, and these are agreements basically that they won't develop their land.
Schink says the bills are a direct response to the unexpected back taxes requested from farmers earlier this year tied to those conservation easements.
They don't have thousands of dollars laying around to pay taxes that they believed were never going to be charged due to this agreement.
Even as those bills advanced, other priorities stalled. Upper Peninsula lawmakers pushed to exempt the region's natural gas generators from clean energy laws, warning of rising costs for residents and industry. But the measures never reached a final vote. Senator Ed McBroom says that outcome reflects a deeply divided year.
Partisanship and distrust are rampant everywhere. And it has played out here in a grand stage this year. We have gotten some very good and important things done. Productivity is way below what I believe it should be.
House leaders say negotiated bills helped salvage the final days.
You'll see us move out today and move some of those Senate bills. You'll see them move some of the House Republican bills. And I think we can end this year on a high note.
As lawmakers adjourn for 2025, the final scorecard shows progress on time-sensitive bills and unfinished debates lawmakers will now carry into the 2026 midterm elections. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
In Washington last night, President Donald Trump gave a national address insisting the U.S. is poised for an economic boom, despite recent polls showing the public is still concerned about prices. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp reports.
After 11 months, our border is secure, inflation is stopped, wages are up, prices are down. Our nation is strong.
In Wednesday night's address to the nation, the president says the U.S. is poised for an economic boom. A recent CPI report shows inflation rose at a 2.7 annual pace last month, cooler than economists had predicted. Some say it's a sign that price pressures may be easing. In his address, the president restated similar messages his administration has shared for months. He blamed former President Joe Biden for a slew of issues like border security and the economy, and touted tariffs as a major cause of economic accomplishments. He also made a surprise announcement in what he's calling a warrior dividend, sending nearly 1.4 million service members a bonus of $1,776.
Only somebody like him would come up with an idea like that. 1776. Okay, let's turn it into dollars and let's make sure every person that goes to serve in the military gets this bonus.
When asked about the president's address, Representative Mike Kelly says they've done more this year to improve our position in the world than ever.
I'm always entertained by him because he's a business person. He's not a politician, he's a business person. And when he talks to you, he talks about business achievements.
On Thursday, House Democrats focused on the health care affordability issue, claiming the expiration of the Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies will hike up premiums.
We believe, as House Democrats, that the cost of living in this great country is far too high, that America is too expensive, that far too many people, working class folks, are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck, can't thrive, can barely survive.
In Washington, Rachel Knapp, WZMQ 19 News.
In the Senate, Democrats are rolling out a new affordability push aimed at squarely at kitchen table issues many voters say still hurt them the most. Our other Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon breaks down the plan.
From grocery aisles to gas pumps, Senate Democrats say Americans are still paying too much, and they are putting a new plan on the table to bring prices down.
Our 2026 initiative focusing on the #1 issue that the American people face, skyrocketing costs.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer unveiled a 5-point initiative targeting health care, energy, housing, groceries, and everyday household goods, along with tariffs that Democrats say are driving up costs. Schumer blaming President Trump for failing to deliver on his biggest campaign promise.
He promised he'd bring costs down on day one. That was his #1 promise. That was the #1 reason he won the election.
Analysts say declining approval ratings on the president's handling of the economy can give some political capital to Democrats, who are also also seeing lower approval ratings with less than a year until the 2026 elections.
The economy is always the #1 issue in every single election.
Especially in midterm elections, Dr. Todd Belt says, because they are an assessment or a report card from voters on the current administration.
And then they take it out on his party during the midterm elections. But the Democrats need to be careful because they're not getting very high ratings either from the public. And so that's why they need to put a plan together that shows that they know what they're doing and they have a plan when they get the power.
Healthcare costs will likely be a cornerstone to Democrats' pitch in 2026, especially after premiums for over 20 million Americans are expected to soar, as Enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire in less than 2 weeks.
So in the longer run, we got to fix it with better transparency, more competition, and really putting more money in the hands of consumers.
Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
Coming up after the break, Santa Claus visited Marquette County tonight. We'll take you to a sensory-friendly event where some local kids got to meet him. And later, home for the holidays. That's what UPAWS is hoping to give its feline residents this Christmas. We'll tell you how the shelter aims to do that in just a few minutes.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Chevrolet gets you there. Lease a 2026 Chevrolet Equinox for $398 a month or choose 0% APR for 36 months. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
I think Auto Armor is a great product to prolong the life of your vehicle. Paint protection, rust proofing, interior, exterior protection. This will be the second vehicle that I have purchased. I think Auto Armor, again, prolong the life of the vehicle. It is an inexpensive investment for the longevity of a high-cost investment. I would recommend Auto Armor to anybody.
I had a brain aneurysm in the year 2000 here. No one was going to hire someone that had a disability or whatever. I went through a program here at Goodwill well over 20 years ago, and they hired me as soon as I was able to come back to work. They hired many people with disabilities and stuff and get them back into the workforce. My favorite thing I work at Marquette Goodwill is just interacting with the people. It's great atmosphere here and great people here. Goodwill treats everyone really good. It's like a second chance almost, I was going to say. It really gets you back on your feet.
Shop and donate to your local Goodwill.
The Shortlist, a countdown show that's all sports. See the greatest names and the greatest games in all sports. Sports fans love it, and you will too. That's The Shortlist, only from SSN, the Cindy Sports Network.
Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
Winter is here. Fox Marquette Chevrolet gets you there. Lease a 2026 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 for $389 a month or choose 0% APR for 36 months. Together, let's drive. Fox Marquette Chevrolet. Experience the difference.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
And welcome back. This Sunday will mark the official start of winter. We had meteorological winter start on December 1st. I'm sure more of you kind of resonate with that start of winter because things have been pretty cold for quite some time. We went 19 consecutive days with below average temperatures. So today was a really nice break, but we're right back to reality. Winter weather advisory will continue through tomorrow afternoon. We could see about 2 to 5 inches of snow, but it's more so the impacts of that aspect of rain and then snow. Anytime you get those abrupt temperature changes, you can get some ice in the middle of that. So it's not going to be fun to walk or drive in if you're not prepared accordingly. And the wind gusts will also be up there about 50, maybe even 60 miles per hour. So we could see tree branches flying around, maybe even spotty power outages. It's just overall going to be a tricky morning commute tomorrow, especially if you're not taking into consideration the possibility of some slick roads and maybe not leaving enough time or driving really fast for tomorrow. So we want to avoid all that as much as we can, especially when we have have more snow on top of it, and any rain that is going to be continuing to fall in the overnight but transitioning pretty soon to all snow is just going to freeze because cold temperatures move in. This is lake effect snow, the northern winds, and most of the snow does taper off by late afternoon, early evening, and we get a nice break for Friday night, but then another system moves through for Saturday morning. So hopefully you got some outdoor plans or outdoor errands done today. That was a really good time to do so, but now we're right back to the cold and the snow. This is a future snow possibility. I do tend to agree with this just because of the lake effect snow aspect here. We could get some higher totals throughout the northern portions of the Upper Peninsula. So if you're down to the southern portions, I really don't anticipate you'll see that much, but a light dusting across the UP very possible for us. The winds from the north are going to also bring those wind chill values down, so we need to be right back in that mindset of dressing for feels like temperatures in the possibly even sub-zero for tomorrow. We do get some slight relief for Saturday, but at least for the majority of tomorrow is going to be pretty cold, and especially going from upper 30s for today back down to the teens tomorrow, your body may be a little bit confused about that abrupt change. And then Saturday we get a southern wind back into place, but anytime you get the rising and the falling of temperatures or just anything in general where we're around that freezing mark, a little bit of melting going on, we could see some black ice for tomorrow. This is also going to affect bridges and sidewalks, so walking and driving could be tricky, especially for that morning commute for tomorrow. So please just watch out for that and plan to leave some extra time for tomorrow morning. Now, a quick look at Christmas Eve. This is still possibly subject to change, but it does look like we'll keep things dry. Things will be cold, yes, but at least at this moment, I'm not looking at any major systems. I know a lot of people are already even going to start traveling for your Christmas destinations for this weekend. So the good news is when we officially start winter on Sunday, things should really settle down. We'll settle back into more seasonal temperatures into the upper 20s for most of the week for this upcoming week.
Thanks, Kelly. The city of Marquette has opened its outdoor ice rinks to the public, giving residents another reason to lace up their skates for the winter season. The rinks are located at the North Marquette Ballfield area on Presque Isle Avenue, at the field near Spring and 7th Streets, and at a new location inside Tourist Park. City officials say the ice conditions will be regularly monitored and the ice will be resurfaced as needed to help maintain safe skating conditions throughout the season. Hockey nets are also available at the rinks, allowing skaters to use the space for both casual skating and pickup hockey. The rinks are open daily until 11 p.m. with porta-john facilities available at each location. They will remain open for as long as weather conditions allow. Santa's Village in downtown Ishpeming was the place to be this evening. The jolly old elf was in the house greeting all the boys and girls who lined up in the freezing rain for their turn to talk to the big guy. Tonight was the last night of the season to meet Santa, who's met with kids each Thursday evening since Thanksgiving. Organizer Brett Antela says the amount of kids who show up to meet Santa grows larger every year.
Every night, every Thursday night, we always have a couple hundred kids. We want to say typically in a season we see about 1,000 kids go through. We sit on Santa's lap and families come through and visit with Santa, get a little treat.
Also on display was an example of the huts that will be used in next year's brand new European Christmas market. Children with special needs who have difficulty with crowds and loud noises were able to have a sensory-friendly visit with Santa this afternoon at the Marisa offices in Marquette. This is the third year for the program, designed to make meeting Santa an enjoyable experience for kids who find traditional department store-style Santas uncomfortable. All visits were by appointment only and included sensory-friendly playtime, snacks, and one-on-one visits with Santa. Jessica Fitzer says her son Josiah feels far more comfortable in this quiet, low-key setting.
How loud it gets in those places overstimulates a child before it's even their turn to get to Santa. With this experience, we do low lighting in the room, and the kids are encouraged to sit wherever they're comfortable sitting, close to Santa, far away from Santa, and it's really great because we meet the kids at their comfort level.
This was the last day for this unique program. However, those wishing to sign up for next year's sensory-friendly Santa experience should contact Marisa now to make an appointment. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, RO Mike Ludlum joins us live in the studio with tonight's sports scores and highlights from the basketball game between Kingsford and Marquette. That's next.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
We are here around the clock in all weather. This isn't a job, it's a symphony. mending hope, stocking the shelf, and being distant when we need to be. Understanding feelings. We don't have all the answers, but we're always present. Your home away from home in medical crisis. And your support brings warmth and comfort to families in need. Please donate today and help us make it home.
Here's your WZMQ CBS This is Home Community Calendar.
Chips or cracks, we've got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Cracked windshield, chipped glass? Don't wait. Call Brian's Auto Glass in Nagani. We specialize in expert windshield replacement, chip and crack repairs, and safety system calibrations to keep your vehicle road ready. Can't come to us? No problem. We'll come to you with our mobile service. Fast, professional, local. Brian's Auto Glass, where clear vision starts.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics.
What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
How to raise children.
Get out of here.
Door tap. Goldfish.
Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
See what's bothering Archie on All in the Family.
Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ Me TV. Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. The Marquette Sentinels boys basketball team squandered a fourth quarter lead and lost to Westwood Tuesday night. The great thing about basketball is you don't have to wait long to bounce back into the win column. Marquette entertained the Kingsford Flivers this evening. First quarter action, Kingsford's Jet Buckley down the court, uses his body well, puts it up and in. That made it 4-2 Flivers. He had 17 points. For the Sentinels, Ford Richardson drives, scores, and the foul. 5-4 after the free throw. He topped all scores with 19. It was 32-29 Marquette at the half. To the third, Brody Clements with some room, drives, scores, and draws the foul. This would be followed by a hoop by Ford Richardson. The Sentinels started the third quarter with an 8-0 run to make it 40-29. Timeout Kingsford. Sentinels went inside as well. Connor Firestein 4-2. He had 17. Rich Ladies Club up 44-31. Jack Kriegel will go coast to coast here for the Maize in Blue. Flivers within 11. Kriegel scored a dozen. To the fourth quarter, Blake Tomasowski whips a pass to Gage Sorensen for 3. And then a Sorensen layup put the Flivers within 48-42. He chipped in with 12 points, but Marquette would be able to hang on to this one, winning by the score of 61-50. To the abbreviated scoreboard, Norway cruised past North Central 66-23. It was St. Ignace over Alcona 53-45. Hannahville edged Big Bay to knock 50-49. Ojibwa Charter all over Munising Baptist 70-33. Cedarville Detour, no trouble with Maplewood Baptist 85-38. And Brimley, no trouble at all with Alanson 70-28. The first part of this doubleheader from Marquette had the Lance Purple Hornets taking on Marquette. And yes, Ben Smith, pretty festive tonight on the Marquette bench. 29-20 Sentinels in the third quarter. That's Avery Osborne putting that one in. She had 25. Balance coach Joshua Eagle and his team were not giving up by any means. Quinn Bosco fires a pass to Sylvia Allen. She heads right to the hoop, lays it up and in. Lance down 34-27. Then Brielle Bowers has the ball, looks at her defender, starts again, and motors to the hoop for 2. Scores tied at 39. We move to the fourth quarter. Delana Connor with the steal for Lance, gets it to Danny Dantes, and right in front of the TV cameras, that's good. Purple Hornets now in front, 44-42. Marquette responds quickly. Kylie Smith, Avery Osborne, spots Addison Kramer for the layup. Sentinels tie the game at 44. Avery Osborne doesn't panic when she stops her dribble in the lane. She locates Addison Kramer for the layup. Sentinels lead 48-44. Lots will turn the ball over. Osborne the steal, and the freshman gets it ahead to Lexi Curran for the bucket. A 6-0 run. Marquette led 50-44, and Marquette made just enough free throws to win this one, 52-49. Trust me, it pretends to say 52-49. To the board, Barriga easily over Stevenson, 73-26. Park River Harris 1 point better than Iron Mountain, 45-44. Forest Park, Elsie Williams went over the 1,000 point mark for her career. Trojans defeated Superior Central 45-24. Big Bay Denac easily over Hannahville 74-22. Wakefield Marinesco defeats Bessemer 60-19. And Munising Baptist falls short. Cedarville Detour wins this one 42-34. College basketball, Northern Michigan men on that Puerto Rico trip in Game 1 went very well, defeating Interamericana Tigres, or the Tigers if you prefer, 85-47. Jackson Dudek had 19 points, 8 of 9 from the floor for the Wildcats. To high school hockey, Marquette at Escanaba. This is the first period, and Gunnar LaMarche is going to get the puck and puts it home right there, and the Eskimos have a 1-0 lead. About 3 minutes later, the Eskimos are knocking again. Ben Sands is going to get the puck, and he's going to flip that one home, and the Eskimos lead by a pair at 8:53. Marquette would strike back on the power play as Brody Lemire scores at 15:28. So the Sentinels are trailing 2-1, but they would add another, and it was 2-2 after one. To the third, and on the power play, Brody Lemire will skate, shoot, and score again right here for Marquette to give the Sentinels a 3-2 advantage. Skylar Blackburn will get the puck over to Trey Savola for the goal coming up here. Marquette added an empty netter, and the Sentinels picked up the victory by the count of 5-2. To NBA basketball, the Pistons, the Dallas Mavericks say hello to Anthony Davis. What team he'll be on next, we do not know. First quarter, Cooper Flagg slams that one home. He's had a pretty good night so far, at least 23 points and 9 rebounds. Next, it is Ryan Nembhard to P.J. Washington, good for 3. Dallas leads 13-9. Asir Thompson will miss the reverse layup here, but he will get some help as Jalen Duren taps that one home with authority. Mavericks still up by 7 at that point. Off the steal, it will be Thompson to Cade Cunningham. That one's going down as well. Cunningham with 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists at last check. Why do I say it that way? Because this game has gone into overtime. It was tied at 110. Dallas had a 114-112 lead with under 2 minutes to go in overtime. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Toronto Raptors defeated Milwaukee by the score of 111-105. For Milwaukee, Kevin Porter Jr. had 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 13 assists. Congratulations to Ms. UP Volleyball Ava Fisher of Forest Park. She will continue her career at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. And in the NFL, with about 2 minutes to go, the Rams and the Seahawks were tied at 30. And we will be right back.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus 1 year free financing and free delivery.
Our home, full of beauty, energy, and opportunity. But in today's world, your business needs more than foot traffic. It needs screen traffic. That's where PowerPlay Digital comes in. Digital advertising that delivers. We bring your message to life on streaming platforms, mobile apps, websites, social media, and beyond. Reach more people, grow your brand, get results. PowerPlay Digital. Put your business in front of the eyes that matter across every screen.
Are you tired of seeing money all around the house? Then start saving money with First American Home Warranty. First American covers the systems and appliances you depend on every day. And if we can't repair your covered item, we'll replace it.
I've saved thousands, and that makes me happy.
All plans include a no questions asked money back guarantee and flexible payment options so you can never pay for covered repairs again.
Call 1-800-395-5945. That's 800-395-5945.
Pure Outdoor is the first program dedicated to increasingly popular outdoor and eco sports. Pure Outdoor.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Andersen brand products are #1 in quality, and the Window Store is your local Andersen expert for installation and service of all Andersen windows and doors. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store. Andersen is the #1 trusted window and door brand. The Window Store is the Upper Peninsula's clear choice for windows and doors. Now that's a perfect fit. From showroom to your home, Andersen Windows and Doors at the Window Store.
We have some slick roads on the way for tomorrow. The winds increase and lake effect snow settles in for tomorrow. So we're back to the cold, we're back to the snow. Winter weather advisory and a wind advisory are the major things we need to keep in mind for tomorrow, especially for tomorrow morning. We see that snow outlook does get up to that probable range that will impact your morning commute, especially for those into the snow belts that typically see that lake effect snow, the northern portions of the Upper Peninsula. And then we get a break Friday night, and then Saturday morning we kind of repeat that process another round, not necessarily lake effect, but do expect your Saturday morning to have some snow flurries flying around as well. Tomorrow, this is the effect of that major cold front. High temperatures are back to well below average. We should be into the upper 20s, and we'll struggle to see the 20s on the map for those high temperatures. So dress accordingly. Plan to leave a few extra minutes as you head to your car for tomorrow, and make sure to drive slowly. And we enter winter on Sunday, and things really settled out for Christmas, but I'll have more details on your holiday outlook later in the week.
Finally tonight, the Upper Peninsula Animal Welfare Shelter has announced a very special offering just in time for Christmas. Now through Sunday the 21st, UPAWS is hosting its Home for the Holidays feline adoption event. The shelter is offering reduced fees on all cats in its facility, with cats ages 1 through 7 available for $25. Senior cats are free of charge, and one kitten can be adopted with a buddy for half price. UPAWS staff say with a full kennel, it's the perfect time of year to bring home a furry friend.
We're very full right now with kitty cats, and you know, they're a lot of joy, and they can bring you, if you're lonely or even if you're not, just a nice company. Have a nice company in your home.
Adoption registration can be found online, and we've got that info at WZMQ19.com.
Unfortunately, the Pistons lost to Dallas tonight, 116-114 in overtime.
All right, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at 6, 5 Central.
The kids, they got Santa. My goal, gifts for adults. I'd give holiday instant games from the Michigan Lottery. They're a fun gift that's easy to give everyone on your list. No one regifts these babies. Am I changing the world? No. But I am putting wonder back into the holidays for adults. This year, gift something wonderful. Give